Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cheryl and you're welcome back. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, like the videos, watch other content. So today is Work Thursday again. I said I wouldn't make this a series, but I really have to do this video so that I can educate you guys in HR and your rights as an employee. Alright, so today we are going to be doing constructive dismissal. So now we know that unemployment is a contract between an employer and an employee, and so when you are an employee, you are given a contract of employment, which is your offer letter or your letter. People call you, I got a letter. Yes, so that is your contract to work with the employer. And if you read through your contract, most of the time very good companies will put in there your termination clause. So termination clause is the policies that are in place if you want to resign on the contract or actually continue the contract. So normally we know, it is common knowledge that if you want to quit your job, you give a month notice. Some companies will put 2 months, 3 months notice, which under the law is supposed to be just 1 month notice. So you have 1 month notice to give your employer your termination or your resignation letter, or your employer also has 1 month to also inform you, so it's vice versa. And if you can't give the 1 month, you have to pay your salary in lieu of notice. So meaning that if you are, I'll do that one later, in lieu of notice. So today we are going to be talking about constructive dismissal. So constructive dismissal, I will call it consequential dismissal. It is a way that, you know, in Ghana, because there's high unemployment, there are things that occurs in our workplace to employees that even HR in that company cannot even talk about it. And even if an employee knows his or her rights, it's difficult to act upon them. So one of the things is the constructive dismissal. So constructive dismissal is basically and when your employer alters your job description or the nature of your work so that consequentially you can resign. And that is one way of the employer taking you out literally without having to go through any form of back and forth. So as an employee, what do you need to know about constructive dismissal? So when you are giving a contract of employment, most often your job is stated in it. There's your job description in there, or your supervisor tells you what you are going to do. So you see that after some time, now you that you're supposed to be a secretary, you are now becoming a personal assistant to your boss. And sometimes because there's no work in Ghana, you feel like that is an upgrade, or that is something that will get you closer to the boss, you know, one of those things, and then you feel good about it. But sometimes you realize that it's becoming more stressful and you are still taking the same salary as you are taking, but you are doing like 2 different roles. Yes, so sometimes employers do that, and then in our minds we think that okay, they are giving us added responsibility, which may be the case. You know, sometimes they're giving you added responsibility. So sometimes employers do that so that you can resign and then they can do something else with your position. And that is it. Some things that can aid in constructive dismissal, or some examples of constructive dismissal techniques they use, is when they don't come in when you are having a harassment or abuse complaint. So let's say another colleague is abusing you, or one of your bosses are abusing you one way or the other, and you go report over and over and over and nothing seems to be done about it. That is constructive dismissal, because at a point you get fed up and you resign because you feel like this workplace doesn't care about me or whatever. Sometimes they really do care, but then they just want you out, and so they will not mind you, and that is a constructive dismissal. Another very, very, very typical that I just mentioned is that they change your job description. So like I said, today you are this, tomorrow you are that, now do this for this person. It's very different if this person has moved to a different place, or your colleague is sick and you need to, you know, fill in for the person for a while. That's okay, but for it to become your responsibility that this is part of your targets and all that, that you have to achieve this to get paid and all that, that is constructive dismissal, because at a point you know that you cannot do it. And most often they do it when they know you have zero or little experience in that particular thing they're asking you to do, because at a point they will be complaining about why you are not functioning, and then by the time you realize, they want you out, and well, you yourself, you want out under the labor law. So there's this situation that happened, or there's this case which is called the Jonathan Ago AJ and the GCB Bank Limited case. So where the employee was ill-treated to the extent that he actually resigned, and then he took them to court, and then the employee won the case. So because of that, that is a case study that in Ghana, under the Labor Act section 63, that is where this constructive dismissal is. So you can go check that out. You can download the labor law from Google and then read it for yourself. So that is a case that backs labor constructive dismissal in Ghana. Okay, so finally what I'm going to say is that, so when it comes to constructive dismissal, like I said, there are so many cases under the labor law. So the labor law is actually can be found in Labor Act 2003. Constructive dismissal can specifically be found in Labor Act 2003 section 63.3. It will be on the screen. Yes, section 63.3 of the act. So you can go read on that. So there are so many people that have actually gone to courts against the employers due to constructive dismissal, and then the court has found that they were being compelled to quit, and that is what constructive dismissal is about. So for employers, normally they do it either explicitly or implicitly. Yeah, so explicitly, like actually telling you that from today you are going to be doing this and this and that, and then they force you to agree, because you know that if you don't agree, you are going to be fired or something. So you are forced to take up the role, and it drains you so much you end up doing the resignation yourself. And normally, and another time they do it implicitly, where they quietly, chip in certain things to you, like not responding to your harassment with that, we don't have time, we don't have this, and by the time you realize, you would like to resign or quit the job. Or an employee who thinks you are going through this, or you've already resigned, but you feel like this is where you could have grown in your career, and that your boss is because of the things that happened that made you compel. With a very good lawyer and with the mercy of the courts, you can actually do an appeal on this, and then you can win by also getting back or getting damages, being paid for damages that are made to you, because this can cause emotional, mental, and even physical health problems for certain employees who take this to the extreme and all that. So I hope this helps you, and I'll see you guys again. So please do well to share, like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.